What problem were you really trying to solve when you were building Supra Brain?
I just wanted to make money. Virtual autism is something which I wanted to let you know. 1 in 31 children were diagnosed by autism, and
Kids cannot stay stable even for 5 minutes at a place.
it's a dangerous thing for children. Actually, if you see, they will always be like, even though they're sleeping, they do like this. And it is a disorder which has been done. We think while eating food, show them the gadgets and feed them. Wrong. Let them not eat anything. Let them shout. Let them scream. Avoid scream. Please do not give them gadgets.
Still feel a lot of educated parents don't share about it.
It's still a taboo. Many people think no, there is a evil spirit.
When you're selling supplements,
Yeah.
you're actually selling hope.
But I said no, we're not supplements. We are alternative medications. They see changes in better eye contact or better sleep, focus, concentration. Children who are not able to sit in the class, running in the class, now they're sitting in the class, participating in all these.
That big a difference?
Yes, we have a lot of autism children having a healthy life.
Hi Parth. Today, before we talk about science, I really want to understand what problem were you really trying to solve when you were building Supra Brain?
Yeah. Sneha, first of all, Jai Jagannath from my end, and thank you for inviting
Jai
this
Jagan.
podcast. See, when I started Supra Brain, there are different stages of life where I was. The initial stage of life was to make money. As any young professional, young CEO, you want to start an e-com company, then you want to make some money. That's where I started. But later stages of life, I have a purpose to support children with autism, and majority of the parents who have children with autistic, they don't have much solution. And Supraben and Vega Omega 3 our products incidentally helps them. It has also potency for adults when it comes to dementia and Alzheimer. So at this stage of life, the focus here is to support children in autism to make an impact in their life, to add more quality of life to them and make them independent. So that's where Supraben in different stages of life we are in.
Okay, so I was asking, you're not even coming from the medical background, right? You're not a doctor. What led to starting this nutraceutical company?
Yeah. So, Sneha, the journey to Ayurvedic company that we have formed right now, it's not directly from a corporate to here. So, I started with a digital company, digital marketing company, because I come from a digital and commercial background. So, I started up with a company in Bangalore. I catered to few of the clinics and hospitals there. Then I realized that you will not make enough money because everyone has this digital marketing in-house team, or they had a lot of agencies, and we were just starting newly. And that point of time, I just wanted to make money. That was very clear in that space. Then I jumped in and I saw a lot of this is something new which is not organized was medical tourism. Yes, there were a lot of brokers who used to bring patients from Dubai, patients from Nigeria, and treat them here. But there was not an organized way. People cannot go to a website, see those things, select what surgery or select what treatment they want to do. So that is where I thought it's a bigger opportunity. And God forbid. So we have seen quite great results in just 2-3 months. We framed a website where people can come see what are the statements, what are the treatments, what are the different amount which is involved in that, and how much time do they need to spend in India. But what happened is COVID came in the meanwhile, and all international flights were stopped. That is where I realized that it is not you cannot run this show every time. So you have to find something tangible. Then I realized that, okay, supplement is the better way to start. So I started as a supplement company having 5-6 different products. Of course, we have an R&D team. I had someone, scientific body, advisory body coming from stem cells, transplant, therapies, neurologists, who are guiding us. So this is the best way. But as we move on in the stages of life, we remove all those products. We only focused on the Ayurvedic product, Suprabrain and Vegan Omega 3. Because the purpose of life and the goal of the company is to enhance, bring as much quality of life to a child in autism and make them independent. And yes, we have doctors with us, associated as scientific advisory boards, neurologists, pediatricians. We have alternative doctors, Ayurvedic doctors, stem cell scientists also, wherein we go on a quarterly basis, discuss, okay, sir, this is what the results are, this is what we have seen, and we get the inputs. So from there, so there are a lot of stoppages in between. And right now we are just in the Ayurvedic company. hoping and making sure that all children get spread up in autism, especially.
When we talk about autism, we're actually talking about parents who are living in hope that one day they'll see some improvement.
Yes.
And when we look at your products, Supra Brain and Omega, vegan Omega 3, uh, before we talk about the real science behind these two products, I would really be interested to know that when you're selling supplements,
Yeah.
you're actually selling hope to these parents. How do you keep that hope really consistent so that these parents come back to you again and again with a positive feedback? And have you also been through or slashed by any parent that, it didn't work because they were just emotionally not in the right phase?
That's a perfect question, Sneha, because many people do not ask that. See, what happens is these are not supplements. These are Ayurvedic. When I say Ayurveda, which means the ingredients, those are involved in the supraten and vegan omega 3 are individually tested for these conditions.
Great.
When we speak about brain, there is no quick fix.
Yeah.
From the day one, when I speak with parents, I've been very transparent. You have to use it minimum for 9 months. All our study and data says that if you use it for 7-8 months, there is a possibility of regeneration of your brain cells that will give you results. Many parents, the expectations level increase on a very high way because they see results in just because I say we see results in 3 to 5 weeks.
Oh,
Either they see changes in better eye contact or better sleep, focus, concentration. Children who are not able to sit in the class, running in the class, now they're sitting in the class, participating in all these.
that big a difference?
Yes, this
Commitment of 9 months to seeing result in 3 to 5 weeks.
3 to 5 weeks. And when I say noticeable results,
Okay, of course, but that's immense of a noticeable response.
right? So when I come to this last part, what parents, when they see these things, their expectations rise to a different level. So expectation versus reality. We often speak in our Zoom sessions or Instagram lives that yes, expectations is always good about your product because it has already delivered the results. But you cannot just expect it to show result. Child will be speaking like me in next 4 5 months. It will go through a process. Child will be able to speak, but will go through a process. It is always handshake between myself, the products, which is internal regeneration and external regeneration. You also have to speak to your child. When your child is hungry, coming to you and taking your hands to your kitchen, you have to tell your child, are you hungry? You have to repeat that even though you know he's not able to respond to you back. If you have the capacity, you can take him to the speech therapist. Because in the speech therapy is the atmosphere, the different, as we say, the outside regeneration happens. So the handshake happens that way. So yes, there are a lot of parents whose expectations are on the high level when they see results in 3 to 5 weeks. But I speak to them, I explain to them, this is not a magic. This is a science that is helping your child's brain regeneration. You will get results. The target here is if your child has a delayed milestone of 20 to 30, if I'm able to achieve 15 to 20, I have already made your child's quality of life great. And we can be independent in his or her life. Because as a parents, we know we are not there always to stay with our children. So they have to find their own pathway. And some understand, some doesn't understand. That's the reality of it. Some says, no, I want the result. I say, if that is the way, I can't help you. You are free to leave Supraben Omega 3. Feel free to go there. And say, there are people who have used 3 4 months Supraben Vegan Omega 3. They have left Supraben Omega 3. They went, to figure out something else. They tried some other supplements. After 7 8 months, they come back again and they say, my therapist has recommended one more supplement. I saw my child regressed, did not progress. I am here to continue, sir. Please support us. Unless and until the parent understand what they owe into, and we always make sure things should be transparent. It should not be, okay, use our products in 3 to 5 weeks, your child will get this. No, I don't know what the child is going to get results. Yes, if it is a product, I know, it will help you this way. We are dealing with human being. Every human being's way of adaptability is different. Something called ROS, reactive oxygen species. The way a child, let's say, for example, if a mother has two twins, 5 years boy, 5 years old girl, both are autistic, the girl will see results in 20 25 days. Just an example. The woman might see results in 10 days, or the boy might see results in 45 days. You never know how the body is accepting those foreign materials. These are all foreign things. Our body only understands blood and oxygen. is the only foreign things. So this is the right example, by the way, which I'm sharing. But twins, girls or as a first mom said and said, my son is not seeing results, sir, what do I do? I said, continue. Don't do anything and don't do web pumping. There's something which is called web pumping, which I also want to tell parents. Web pumping means today use suburban vegan omega 3. Parents in autism are hungry to help their child to get better, which I understand the psychology because everyone needs the best of for their children. Tomorrow they see a foreign product coming in and saying, my son has used it for 1 month and has seen significant changes and results. What they do is, without our concern, they start using that too. And it backfires. It backfires because these are young children. You can't just load them with different supplements and vitamins. It's going to explode. Then they'll come back to me, my child has become very hyper. My child is not eating, sir. It's just running around. Then I say, okay, calm down. What have you used? Say, suprabin omega 3. I said, wonderful. Then anything else, I think you might be using some vitamin because it is required. They will not tell you to drink tea. So when you turn around the statement, they will come up and tell you, sir, this is what I've seen, this is what I've used. I said, you have to understand the child's sac is very small. They do not make now, instead of doing good, they are doing worse. But I understand their thought. As a parent, I know they want the best for
Desperation
desperation.
to see the result.
People are taking advantages. That's the unfortunate truth. So that's where people come and ask, so are you a supplement? I say, no, we're not supplements. We are alternative medications. And I just don't tell alternative medications. WHO has recognized Ayurveda as alternative medications, and it has also included in the ICD classification. So there are a lot of difference between a supplement and between a Ayurveda like supraven and omega 3.
Okay. So, first, explain us to the very basic, what is autism?
See, autism is a developmental disorder. It's not a disease. So when you say autism is a developmental disorder, there are a lot of milestones. A 5 years old or 3 years old or 2 years old, if it's not able to speak at 2 years, 3 years not able to sit in a place, not able to respond to your name, just runs around different places. 5 years old, he is not able to do a potty training. Many people don't speak about the toilet etiquettes. Neha, I tell you, I've seen parents crying. 6 years, 7 years, 8 years, children using diapers in school, making it messy. It's become very difficult for them. So those things are not them. The child falls under a category of not achieving the milestone, and they have fallen under the autism spectrum disorder category. It's not a disease. It's a developmental disorder that can be achieved over a period of time if you're using alternative medications or if you're using any holistic development. Unfortunately, there are not much of medicines that can be supported, but there are in 2026 right now, as I speak, there are lots and lots of courts. We are not in 2 decades back. And unfortunately, if you look into the statistics, as per the CDC, Center for Disease Control, and WHO, 1 in 31 children were diagnosed by autism in August 2025, last record. And globally, it would be somewhere between 70 to 100 million of total autism children and adults there. And this is not an organized record. This is just a record which is there. If you go into the different parts of the world, example in India, if you go to tier 2, tier 3 cities, I'm happy that people are taking a step forward and diagnosing that child. But still, in tier 2 or tier 3 cities, if there's a child who is not achieving milestones, you will not see the child get involved. They will be kept inside. You will not be involved. It's still a taboo. Many people think, no, there is a evil spirit. There's still those things which is there. Evil spirit has come to this child. He's behaving properly. He's not speaking. And many parents say, I don't, but over a period of time they will speak. That are just myth. That's something which I don't like. You have to bring your child, and it is common everywhere. It's just that it is mandated in different developed countries that you have to show your child's health, and that's where they do. And that's where you see 1 in 31 in US. This is a epidemic number. Every 31 child born, 1 is autistic and 1 is dual in boys.
And I think that's the reason a little bit literate crowd of India, or the audience of India, are able to, take their children to for these kind of treatments.
Yes.
And also maybe share about it. I still feel a lot of educated parents don't share about it. They find it embarrassment, or probably they find it difficult to communicate this to their even friends and family that their kid is autistic or even has ADHD. These are terminologies which I really say, even if you understand the child is little different, parents would never accept to tell it upfront.
Yes. See, there's a lot in the society. The society says, as a parent, we always feel what the society will think if he doesn't behave properly. Right. And then many times, I don't know if you have seen some children who close their ears. It's a heavy sensory issue because they're not comfortable with those heavy sounds of those number of people. Closing ears, it's a way of, they're calming down the knobs, the sensory. These are autistic children. So, but parents will pull their hands down. Let them don't do that in society. Why are you bothered about society? Is society going to feed your child? Is society going to help your child to get better? There are certain rules in the society which is an ethical way which you follow, which are not against of it. But it's your child. There are options. There are solutions. You have to find out. You have to figure out. There was a real incident which I was flying in an airport in a flight, and I was speaking with someone in Canada about, and the parents who were with me, and they were so happy that there is some solution which has shown results. And the parent was very lucky because I had my phone and I had to show 10 to 15 different milestones. People have sent me the testimony. So they're very happy. But the child was 23 years old in some profound autism. Profound autism means his IQ level will be like 5 years, 6 years. He'll not be able to understand anything. So that the boy is in a hostel of group of 10, 15 autism children. There are people responsible for that. I understand that the parents have tried their best, given their best for 20, 22 years, but they're also aging. You cannot always blame them, okay, why you are not able to do that. But autism and ADHD can be treated, can be managed. There are a lot of positive impacts. Parents see wonderful results. The sooner you start, the better it is. Yes, parents say that my child is 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. I understand. It will take a little longer time versus 4 years or 5 years or 6 years because the brain development has already done in this 20 years and her brain is still developing in 4 5 years. So you will get better results. It doesn't mean that you will not get results of 20, 25 years. We also.
So, what are the early signs of autism? And once you identify those signs, what is the next immediate step a parent must take?
Okay. It's very difficult to diagnose a child with autism till 3 years old because they're still developing. Some child doesn't speak at 2 years old. They speak at 3 years old. Normal, very normal. Some child, they find it difficult in responding to things, but as time goes on, they will respond. In 3 years, I'm not saying beyond 3 years. So 3 years is the right time to identify. And again, there's no much of tests that needs to be done. If I'm a doctor, I'll ask, okay, Sneha, tell me what is the behavioral testing, and you just have to judge the child's how is this reaction, different modes, different objects. Is it different kind of things? Closing ears, rotating around, or rocking the body like this, flapping hands always like this, walking on the tiptoes. Those are the things. And sometimes gripping of the pencil or pen. So there are different aspects, and toilet training is one of the toilet etiquette is one of the. And does he follow instructions? That's the biggest thing. Not the regular instructions. Many parents, what happens, they come to me and say, my child is doing wonderful, everything is done perfectly, but they still diagnose my child in level 1, some autism, mild autism. Then I start asking them. I always prefer to have a one-on-one session with parents just to understand what is their perspective. Many, as you said, right, many doesn't open up. You have to literally bring those things out. When I say, okay, tell me, how is this for? He is following instruction, everything. I said, do not tell the regular instructions like come here, eat food, drink water, wear your shoes. Those are all regular instructions. Irregular instructions means go to a different, get a paper, draw something. Can you do that? You can't do that. If we look at you, when you give some kind of instructions, you say yes. He just looks at but it doesn't look. So all those kind of things, you have to be careful. You have to look around. It's just that many parents also overthink because autism and ADHD has become such phenomenon. Many parents also are scared. Oh, my child starts speaking right now. I think he's just put all this in. Yeah. My child is not following instructions. What do I do? Okay, the rule.com. So that will be bad. First, understand. Okay, to give time, understand. Yeah, there in US and Canada, we don't have other option because there are waiting time of 7 years, 7 months, 8 months, 1 year, just to diagnose the child. It is difficult. India, it's very easy. Just go to doctor, developmental pediatrician or your own pediatrician will help you, will tell you, okay, he's not speaking, go to developmental pediatrician or go to a neurologist, go to a therapy center, check what are the things, which speech therapy, which other therapy things gets better also if the child is not autistic and not ADHD. But generally, you will figure out if a child is autism or ADHD, plus in 3 to 4 years time. That is where you will definitely figure out. Because his actions will be distant. He will not be mingling with other children. He'll be at his own pace in school and sometimes being violent also, snatching things from other children, the food and all those things. So those things are not problem. Those things, the behavioral management needs to be taken care.
You mentioned about level. What are the levels? And
See, there are in different countries have different level of autism. Level 1, level 2, level 3, mild, moderate, high. So this is basically what in India mostly we don't do that thing. It's mild autism or moderate autism. The high autism is profound autism, as I said. Children in 15, 20 years, they are getting to stiff that bit and they need support most of their lives. They need to do things. But we have a lot of autism children having a healthy life. It's being said that Elon Musk is one of them. High functioning children. Lot of I was speaking to one of my ex-colleague. He's also doing podcast. Wonderful podcast based in UK. So he was telling, what, Parker, sometimes I feel I have a ADHD. I said, what, you're doing wonderful. No, I'm not able to focus. Yeah, I'm not able to focus, not able to concentrate. I thought this is just the terminology. Mental fatigue do happen. Yeah, absent the nature and if you're that, you have ADHD. Yeah, it's your whole time. Give you all time. So ADHD is completely different. But
how fashionably we are using these terms.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we say, oh, you're not focused. And looks like you have ADHD. You've seen many people faking these days.
We begin speaking about that you started to do business from corporate to business or an entrepreneur journey to just make money. What shifted that money mindset to a mission mindset?
Yeah. So, say I'd say, right, unless and until things doesn't happen with you, you'll not kill the pain. Yeah. So, it happened with my child. My child is not autistic, but right now he's doing healthy, God forbid. And but it all started. He was done in the era, born in the era of COVID. So when he was supposed to go to school, it was all lockdown. He didn't go. He was there at home. And everyone was busy in their things. He was also using little gadgets. So I was busy in my stuff. My wife was busy in her stuff. So we have to take care of him. But sometimes we also used to give him gadgets without even realizing what these gadgets will play a big challenge was at later point. So when eventually the school started, within 1 month, so we got frequent calls from school. Your child is not sitting in the class. He's running around in the class. He's always jumping in the class. And he is eating, picky eater. I left on autism guys of picky eater. So there is a mistake between from me and my wife also. This guy was 4 years in autism too. We were shocked. What do we give him so that he can eat? Because he was his mom. I was feeding him. So we know his comfort food is countries or something else. So every day it's the same food that we used to give. As a parent, okay, at least he will eat.
Yeah, at least his stomach is was.
That was perceived in a different way by the people, and they said, okay, he's a picky eater. I say, come back home and see what kind of food he eats. So he has symptoms, and because he was comfortable with me, my wife, and other people, my parents, but in those were the strangers. He was never exposed to a stranger. When they said him, okay, Ridan, his name is Ridan. So what are you doing? So he said, what are you doing? He doesn't know how to understand how to respond to those guys. Within 1 month, they say, we see some symptoms. We don't know if it is autism or it is delayed milestones or something. Why don't you do a test? That 1 month, because since I was there in this space, I understood what these guys were speaking. So trust me, Sneha, so that it took us 1 month for the test and all those things. That 1 month, it was a scary thing for me and my wife. Every single day we used to cry. We used to get panic attacks. We used to get depressed. I used to see my son sitting for hours and saying, okay, what do I manage? How do I do? How do I make him better? How do I make sure? Then I had Supravi Omega 3. I didn't even think I started with him with Supravi Omega 3. His mother said, why are you giving? Nothing has happened. Because mothers are a little stronger than fathers, When it comes to this space, mother was very strong. She used to say, don't worry, everything is fine. We went to the neurologist, our pediatrician. So he assured me, Partha, you are this phase and you don't know what happened to your child. Are you kidding me? He's all fine. It's just that he's not exposed to different people, not exposed to different kind of atmosphere. This is first time. And when we went to a developmental pediatrician, lovely doctor, and she checked everything on her, and later after 15 days, she called me, said, Partha, nothing is wrong with your child. It's just the same thing, copy and paste. It's just that it exposed. For that 1 month, Sneha, trust me, I felt the pain of a parent who would have autism child. We were lucky. He's doing wonderful. He didn't had anything. But many parents are not so lucky. Many parents have children with autism. Trust me, any parent I've seen fathers trembling on saying, what do I do, Sahish? My life has gone upside down. I said, don't worry. Many things that he just come up and tell. I said, no, I have faced those situations. I've also given my child Supravin Omega 3, taken into therapies initially. And later I realized that every child who was born in that era has something or other initial phases because they were not exposed to that particular time. Then 2.5 years, 3 years, they should go to preschool. Everything was closed. Virtual school.
Yeah.
How do you make sure that 3 years, 2.5 years will sit in a virtual school? It's difficult at all. Virtual autism is something which I wanted to let you know. Gadgets, screen times, especially the scopomelon, especially scopo, it's a dangerous things for children like that. Lot of children were born normal, did not have anything. So much into gadgets right now. I think I was reading sometime back. There's a gaming disorder classification. Gaming disorder.
What is that?
Children was so much into the games, the brain doesn't expose, and if you see, they will always be like, whether they're sleeping, they do like this. And it is a disease that has been termed, a disorder which has been termed in the ICD, International Classification of Diseases. It has been termed. So virtual autism children, parents who have child with autism or who have younger one, avoid screen. Please do not give them gadgets. We think while eating food, show them the gadgets and feed them. Wrong. It's a wrong way to do it. I know it's not easy to feed children.
Absolutely.
It's not it.
But I agree, as not easy, but it's important.
It's very important. This is
Yeah.
the first planet.
Now, what you have to decide is whether you want to choose easy or whether you want to choose important.
Every restaurant you go, Sneha, irrespective of anywhere, you see some other child will be sitting with cocomelon. I wanted to go and tell that parents should not use it, but again, I'm a little afraid, scared. They'll ask why do you penetrating into our personal privacy?
Right.
So it's, of course, people who are here, they understand. This virtual autism came on right now after COVID, where a lot of children are diagnosed by autism, not able to speak, not able to focus, not able to concentrate. The meltdown happens like anything if you don't give them gadgets. Do not give gadgets. Meltdown will happen 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day. Let them not eat anything, let them shout, let them scream. It is for their betterment only. Screen time is 0.
Yeah, and I agree the screen time, overexposure of screen time has kind of, spoiled their attention and focus. And like you mentioned that, these kids cannot stay stable even for 5 minutes at a place.
Difficult.
It's so difficult and it gets difficult for a parent. And then you eventually end up giving those genes, right?
Everyone has done that.
Yes.
Even I have also done it in the past, but I make sure that children please do not use it. But as they grow, you can't live out with the gadgets. Every child has to go eat last. You have something else.
Yes.
You have to go study. And you say, guys, are you studying? Yes. But in the day, they'll be playing some stuff. So you have to monitor, okay, what these guys are doing. Parents, you have to do that. You don't have any other choice, but make sure limit. That's things.
So this 11-month period that you mentioned about, what did that teach you about parenting psychology?
See, initially I was very scared, depressed, and I didn't understand how to help my son. So basically 1 month it is, and 1.5 months, 2 months, if I can put it that way. Before that, when teachers didn't tell me anything, we were fully free, giving in the gadgets, do whatever you want, because I was in the young entrepreneur working on
Right.
Wife has to take care of other things. So hardly I'd had chance. Nowadays, what I do is, even though any number of meetings, whatever I have, we have to spend time in children. That's something which I learned. And I learned a parent with autism kids, they are depressed most of the times. They don't have to be depressed. They just have to work it out in a different way. Is some parents are also using Suglabin, vegan omega 3 to prevent themselves for those depressing thoughts. Many don't sleep in the night. Can you come and tell me, some come and tell, like, we're having suicidal thoughts. Why God gave me like this? Why my child? Why? What did I do wrong? And they're all still crying. And you have to, give a pat on that. Don't worry, I'm here. I'm your brother. I'm here. I'm supposed to. I'm the guy who's going to help your child. But with your support, it can't be done. So I understood that, yes, which something has happened, you can't change it. Now, what is the solution behind it? If there is a solution, work towards it. That's something which I learned. And I also controlled my nerves. It was very difficult to control at that point of time. But now when I look back, I was immature at that point of time. Everyone will be mature at certain points of time with parenting the child. But as you grow on, parents will find out the way of managing things. Some parents can manage, some parents can't manage. Out of 100, 5, 6 are very strong. I speak to them. They say, it's okay, my son has autism. And trust me, say, three children, the mother will be having 3 kids. All 3 are autism. It's very strong. Not even bother. Yes, sir, God has given me. I believe in God. I'm going to help. He's going to help me. Superman is doing wonderful for me.
So, Partha, you're an Indian brand, but you time and again mentioned that your product does really well in countries like US, UK, Canada, Australia, and certain parts of, Africa as well. Why do you think your products scale more, outside our own country?
Many people doesn't know that I started in India. If you remember, I told you these COVID times, we started in India. But when it comes to brain health, it is still taboo. When you come and tell people, you spend one parent will speak with 30 minutes. At least first 10 minutes will be the overall explanation of the child. They will understand. I believe in explaining each and every bits. First understand and ask question and I explain them. At the end of the day, they will come and tell me that we are not too confident in this product. We want to try it out. We want to see. So it was not adding value to my products. It was not adding value to business. When I'm adding value to business in terms of financial things.
Yeah.
Business has to run. You have to make money at that initial stages of that point. I was not so focused. I have to make money. Then I said, then I was being approached by other countries. My biggest setup is in Africa right now, Paisadia. My team is sitting there. So I had team there. So, but we were not, as I said, we were doing little products there. So when I started seeing changes and the understanding of capability of people here. See, for example, in Hindi it is said, it's your own homeland, so you don't give much. I forgot that particular.
Murgi dal barabar.
It is Ayurveda in India, right? It's in Indian. So they don't give value. But people in outside, they give lots of value. This is,
Right.
traditional.
Like, like olive oil, use virgin coconut oil. I mean, not coconut, but olive oil, virgin groundnut oil. While the country in also India, when we talk about US and all, people are talking about ghee. People are talking about curcumin. What is that curcumin? It's nothing else but your haldi. And of course, in a different version, a different component of it.
Every day.
Yes, yeah.
That.
And we're just negating all the facts of what, our ancestors used to say are important.
Quick results. Everyone wants quick results. They don't want to spend time. Do you have any quick results in autism, though?
You mentioned that this is not a supplement, but an alternate medicine.
Yes.
How does it make a difference?
See, supplements are those which are just falls under food category, which can eat vitamins and all those things. But alternative medications we just don't term it as like that. WHO has really recognized Ayurveda, Unna and Siddhi as traditional medicine in India. It uses the word alternative and complementary medication in US and Europe because they are not much familiar to traditional medicines. And WHO back in 2022 has also set up an medicine global traditional medicine center in Jamnagar to understand more about Ayurvedic things.
Wow.
Right now, in 2025, they have already included Ayurveda in the classification of disease areas. For example, is a pediatrician with a doctors, right? Something that the child is diagnosed by autism spectrum disorder, which falls under what category? Ayurveda also had something similar, not autism, something similar in their terminology. Now, those both things will also be recognized. Now, it will not be a taboo with any pediatrician doctors because now they can see globally that both the things are already recognized. And WHO has a plan in 2025 to 2034. The strategy is to see how Ayurveda products can help improve the quality of life alongside the conventional medicines. I'm speaking this one, for example, in cancer. Chemotherapy is the number one treatment for cancer. Wherein you inject the toxins, kill those cells. Curcumin also plays a role in cancer. It's an excellent process. It enhances the cells, though I'm not that expert, but it enhances the cells and gives you more bioavailability of stronger cells. I think our cells is something that kills the cancerous cells. So now they're trying every way. If you go to a lot of, let's say for example, if you go to an Apollo hospitals, or if you go to one of the top-notch cancer hospital, you will see a specific department of Ayurveda there, which keeps diets, Ayurvedic diets. Not only WHO, in fact, I think I was reading somewhere, National Medical Commission has also mandated every MBBS students who have going for internship, they have to do 7 days of traditional medicines, irrespective of Ayurveda, on your city, to understand what's happening. Every medical college has an integrated medicine department right now. India, there are some states which has mandated MBBS with Ayurveda together. So these are not just the supplements. Parents are using sucralin, vegan omega-3. It's a different league and reserve cater than supplements. So I tell them very clearly, these are studied. All those ingredients are individually studied for your cognitive enhancement. So do not compare with supplements. The role of a supplement is just to improve the immune system. Supplement things. This is not supplementing. It is supporting your quality of life by making sure some of the milestones are achieved.
Wow. And the same alternative medicine, would I call it as, that can be consumed by a child of 3-year, 10-year, 24-year, and somebody like 35 plus, 40 plus also. Wow.
It can be used depending on the dosage.
Yeah.
Few dosages that can be treated differently. See, many parents also come and question me. You're saying that autism can also use suprapen. Alzheimer and dementia can also use suprapen. Right. Let's understand what's happening in autism. So, just a sentence. For example, right now everyone can see our face. From their eyes, they're sending a signals to the brain and weight is created. Or they can hear our voice. From their ears, it goes to your brain. They're trying to understand and focus what we are speaking. So their focus, understanding, concentration on all things. Some are trying to identify. There's a lot of supplements. There's a lot of Ayurvedic medicine. What these guys are doing is, we have a podcast, how these guys are distant. This is a good thought. Because they're trying to identify, is it good, is it not good? The logical reasoning that's coming to place. And some parents, when they speak to me, they kind of share their experience. My 5-year son is not speaking, he's not potixian, he's not doing. So those things they're bringing out from their memories and this using their speech and speaking. This is the brain functionality. But when it comes to autism, the carrier that carries message are neuron cells from ear to ear to ear. They don't get enough blood flow and oxygen flow. That is where the things are delayed. So when you tell an instruction, if you remember, if you just now spoke some time back at children not following irregular instructions. When you tell them irregular instructions, they just look at it. Many parents think that my child is not able to hear. They take it to the ENT. The ENT will come and say everything is fine. It's just that the processing is not happening properly. You just need to improve blood flow, oxygen flow, make the neurons strong, robust so that it can communicate with each other. What happens with dementia and Alzheimer? If you see, for example, I'll give you a very short example. When we age, our skin gets dull, wrinkled, because our body is not making enough blood flow and oxygen flow. Same happens with the brain. Slowly, blood flow is restricted. So the cells, which were stronger, now becoming weaker. Then once they become weaker, atrophy happens. Atrophy means breaking of the cells. The gray space happens. So blood is not that particular area in the brain which is responsible for processing information quickly, not happening. So now dementia, Alzheimer, those things happen. We have to improve the blood flow and oxygen flow to those brains, and that will circulate, make the things better. We have doctors written to us and saying, adults, you always speak about autism parents. Partha, I know autism is very wonderful. I have Alzheimer parents, 70, 80 years old, who are because when you're diagnosed with Alzheimer, many people don't speak about it. Many people say, yeah, my father and mother, they're the old age, the memory is not fucking fine. Some say that, yeah, just not spoken much. Right. But in Alzheimer, what happens is identity doesn't know who is or who is she. They stop to some space. You will not believe they will defecate, they will pass toilets, then and there. They are sitting either pass then and there. It's difficult. It's not easy for people to do that because they don't know. They don't know the functionality. Slowly, they will also forget about eating and swallowing things. So that is also correct. So parents, for this particular doctor who have two superabin baked omega-3 with his Alzheimer patient, and one of us with his aunt also. So they were in the stage, we're not advocating for they're completely forgetting who are the films. After using superabin omega-3 for 3-4 months, he is now sitting in the same dining table with his children, eating foods, thinking about some memories which has happened 20-30 years back and making fun of it. That is what superabin and vegan omega-3 has achieved. People think that this is just, bracking things. It's not about bracking. It's about the science that we have developed. Yes, we have to speak about those things.
When we think of Ayurveda, generally we think of certain core ingredient, ashwagandha, brahmi, and things like that. What are core ingredient in your product?
See, of course, as you rightly mentioned, this too, ashwagandha, brahmi, jyotispati, shanpushpi, these are the most strong Ayurvedic products that we have in our sutra. And this are time and again with ages individually tested to show results when it comes to understanding, focus, concentration, calming down your nerves, to speech, and a lot of different things it will help in, especially cognitive enhancement.
So if now, we've spoken so much around the effect and impact of the product, let's get into a little bit of, science behind it. Today, if a neurologist is watching this or a parent whose child is suffering autism and ADHD, things like that, what is the clinical certification that you have to support that this is authentic in nature?
First of all, if it is an Ayurveda product, which is, if you have a manufacturing license by Ministry of Bio, this itself is a certification. Plus in Ayurveda, it is not mandated to be what clinical trials. Clinical trials are generally done for products, prescriptive products. That upper hand we have. But in order to manage those things, you're also having clinical trials. Right now, as I speak, a couple of clinical trials which is going on. Our product is registered in Nigerian FDA, because I have an office in Nigeria, wherein we have tested the toxicology report. As toxicology report is to understand the metal substances. Is there any other restriction of hazardous substances that patents or doctors are not using? It is already registered there. In Kenya, it is registered in Pharma Poison Board app, which again is the same cadre of prescription medications and this medication. So it is registered in some other countries with those medical bodies. But in India, we don't need, there's nothing to be registered in India. But we are doing it just to show parents that there are results. But when it comes to a neurologist right now, after this development which WHO has done, which WHO has already involved Ayurveda in the ICD, International Classification of Diseases, wherein every doctor's, it's not a taboo to anyone now. They know, okay, Ayurveda is going to give us an integrated approach. Integrated approach in the sense, let's say, for example, 22 years, autistic child, extremely hyper, violent. You can't control it with Ayurvedic. You have to give antipsychotic drugs. You have to give them some drugs to reduce his, behavior. And those have its set of side effects. Along with that, if we give sucrabin omega-3, and slowly, if we reduce the potency of the psychotic drugs, and there will be a time where only sucrabin omega-3 can help them, that is what the goal of WHO is. And that is what every neurologist are doing right now. Every neurologist they know that this is what the future is shaping.
you as an individual or a brand owner have to get this done individually with all these places, or there is a mechanism to get these certification done?
Like the thing, you have to do it individually.
Added.
Yeah. So of course, a lot of companies that supports you in those things, but it has to be done individually.
And when we talk about marketing, because what I see that your product are performing really well outside India, what marketing strategy has really helped you? Coming from a marketer, so
Has to be.
we're really keen to know that.
Yeah. See, what I understand first thing, Sneha, which you will also agree with me, is parents' understanding about the products. The more I show them about sucrabane and omega-3, the more I tell them the benefits, the more I tell them I am someone who is against testimonies, honestly. I am trying to break that myth. Many marketers does that by saying, this my products has shown wonderful results, my product and so on. This thing. When I speak with parents, I say that testimony of 5 years old is for that parent. Not necessarily it will be for your child. We are dealing with humanity. We are not dealing with apparels or footwears that will give you that much comfort what has given to other things. So reactive oxygen pieces and all. When I make sure every time I speak to them, I make an impact with them, a value to them about the product. What can they achieve? I show them the path that this is what you're going to achieve in your child if you're using sucrabane and omega-3. Because one, it is tested, we have clinical trials, it has already been formulated, it has already shown results past 7-8 years. So these are the things. Truth. Be truthful to the parent.
The Parth, tell me, because in such a serious condition, how do you ensure, because there's a huge responsibility on you as a brand owner, a brand custodian who is selling a product for ADHD, autism, dementia, and lot more, right? So how do you ensure that these parents who come to you, they do not kind of replace the regular medical care totally with these medicines?
Yeah. This is extremely critical to have, because many parents come in that belief. Okay, my child is using seizure medication, I will stop that and I will use sucrabane omega-3. Recently happened that with me also.
Okay.
Very vocal about it, telling parents do not stop any prescriptive medicines that your neuro or the pediatrician has prescribed. You will have a chemical imbalance in your body. The body will not accept it. It will have a lot of side effects. Use sucrabane vegan omega-3 alongside your prescriptive medication. It doesn't have any interaction with it. Use it. Because in fact, WHO has also started saying that integrated approach of conventional and traditional medicines together to improve the quality of life of a child. The same thing I tell parents. Every parent, in fact, on our website and all, we have also mentioned very clearly, in case of prescriptive medication, you can use it. Do not stop, in bold letters, do not stop any prescriptive medication if your doctor has prescribed. It is not going to do better for you. It is going to do much more worse for your child.
At one of the conversation, you mentioned that parents go to extreme protocol to even child like 3 years and 5 years of age, right? What is the most dangerous pattern you see and you would want to guide these parents what to do?
Vape popping, which I told you, vape popping is the extremely dangerous thing. All of a sudden, one of the friend came in and said, you know what, my daughter has used magnesium and vitamin D. She is doing wonderful. Without even our consult, magnesium and vitamin D added together to the bag. Some parents will come and think, you know what, do the salt bath detoxification. They did salt, they will incorporate that. This was discussed. Some parents came in and shared the knowledge, shared her thought, saying that this is what has happened. And the parent just replicated without our consult. The child has completely allergy on our body. Oh, it is going to give you side effects. The 3 years old child cannot take a lot of good things. It is going to make the child worse. If a doctor has prescribed, give that. Some countries like Canada where you don't see SA, you have to use it.
Yeah.
Vitamin D only if the child is deficient. That's also because very difficult. Only if the child has become deficient. And many parents, without even thinking of second thought, they just web pop. So seeing something new on the website, just jump there. If we'll use this, we'll use that, we'll use it. Please, to all those parents who are listening to us,
What does the word web pop means?
web popping, you're in a particular website. Another website, you see something else comes up, like some wonderful supplements showing you ADHD can be cured.
Being targeted, yeah.
The psychological mind just flip off on it. Another website, after 5 days, you see, oh, wow, this looks nice. let me give my child this syrup. You're just popping from here to here. You're just jumping from here to there. You have to stop that. It's not going to. You have to focus on the things that's going to be your child. Every brain activity needs time. There is no quick fix. From day one, day zero, whenever they concern at them, no quick fix in these things. If you give time, your child will achieve majority of the milestones. Not even not, majority of the milestones. You do not give child, if you jump from here to there, your child is not going to see. This is a dangerous cut, which is affecting the child. Parents want the child to get better. Their mentality is here, but who is
Yeah.
bearing the challenges? The child.
Yeah. So if I ask, these formulations, are they, kind of interrupting with or messing with medicines of, antidepressant, uh, independently taken products like Drummy for brain enhancement or memory enhancement for that matter, or something like, psychiatric medicines or seizure medicines?
It doesn't have, our product especially, doesn't have any interactions with the prescriptive medications.
Mm.
There are certain Ayurvedic products, though I'm not an expert in their product, but certain Ayurvedic products has the mercury level, has the lead level little higher. Because Ayurveda feels that if we increase the lead level, which is increase the mercury level, this particular condition of the child is going to get better. That might interact. That will definitely interact. And that is the biggest reason why some of the products are of Ayurveda falls under the restriction of hazardous substances as formulated in the US and Europe. They're not allowed this.
You mentioned about compliance in manufacturing and batch analysis as well. Could you just explain that in a very simple term to the audience?
Very. See, when you manufacture an Ayurvedic product versus a supplement you just need to have a food safety license. Simple. But when you are producing when manufacturing an Ayurvedic product, you need to have manufacturing Ayush license for that. It's not easy to get that. So second thing is under which compliance are WHO good manufacturing practice, wherein you have particular people for productions, particular people for quality analysis of the products. Because many times what happens is in the normal manufacturing practices, once these are exposed to moisture, the whole batch gets destroyed. Little bit of moisture also. So you have to make sure there's no moisture allowed in this while mixing those ingredients. So we formulate under the US FDA compliant plant, which is free for restriction. We don't have any restriction of hazardous substances that you'll find under CON, Certification of Analysis of all those ingredients. Certificate of composition, what number of composition you're putting for which ingredient. Those things are very critical. And it is also WHO GMP, good manufacturing practice as prescribed by WHO. So we have taken consideration to all those things. And also our company is also ISO certified. So all those certifications are there, which gives you more authority, which tells you that every production, starting from mixing to procuring to formulating to finishing the products while labeling, everything has a particular department which looks after it. It doesn't happen in supplements. So we have taken it very seriously and we're evolving our day by day.
So when you mention about herbal, you also mean the Ayurvedic products?
Yes. Ayurveda, you have your own any supplements, any kind of herbal things, FD do not take in responsibility. FD are only focused on the prescriptive medications, wherein it's a longer process. Phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. But FDA compliant are there in the manufacturing plant. So what happens is now there are different departments also in the US and UK. So they monitor what products are coming inside into their country. There are certain Ayurvedic product, as I said, which has a lot of lead content, a lot of heavy mercury content, because they believe that particular thing can help a child or a patient for that test, and which is against the restriction of, there's something which is called restriction of hazardous substances. So these countries feel that these are not healthy for the parents or people staying. So these are not. When it comes to suprabrain omega-3, when they see the COA, Certificate of Analysis, Certificate of Compositions, US FDA content, it's automatically said that this products doesn't have any kind of restriction of hazardous substances and it is easy to be used at them. We also have a setup in Delaware in the US. Our company is also there. So we are accepted because we follow the labeling guidelines, we follow the proper protocols of all those ROI. Just many companies do not follow that and get stuck in customs. Custom will not allow you for that. So in order to allow that, custom will get those information. There's no way you can go beyond custom.
Okay, now in the next part, we'll keep it very short. So, but the questions I'll ask you, you'll have to give it with a lot of emotions because I'm going to ask you questions more towards the challenging area of your life. Okay. Um, Partha, tell me that you build product which helps you enhance brain, right? When your brain is good, it regulates your emotions also. Um, why you're doing all this and you have all the facilities available with you, was there a phase where you completely lost your focus or you felt like giving up in your life?
Mental fatigue is always there. That's the reality. Mental fatigue comes in different stages of life. Some stages of life you're in a very low phase, wherein you lost someone, or you're going into a grief, wherein you think,
Something that happened to you?
yeah, I lost my wife in 2024 because of stroke. So I decided I'm not going to do anything. I was fed up of my life. I have a young child to take care as a single parent. So I was not trying to do anything. I said, let's stop it. Whatever it's in the fate, let's accept it. I was in a very low phase. So, but later I realized as the days passed, as I walked on the grief stage, then I realized, no, the purpose of life is
Mm.
the purpose of life is much bigger. It's the reality that death and birth is a ritual that will happen. But your purpose of life here in why God has given you the birth, it's because your products can support thousands and thousands of children who need help, parents who need help. You can't just lie down in the bed and sleep all day feeling depressed.
You've made failures because usually we say that, failures teaches you.
This man.
Yeah, and is there a failure that you thought that was so helpful that you don't mind making it again?
See, yes, my team always call me, sir, you part of police investor, police inspector. So what I do, I see something I put in. Without even thinking about it, I just go ahead. Risk, taking risk of, because as told, we started as a e-commerce company having different kinds of products. We had something for cancer support, we had something for sugar support, something for arthritis. One fine day I called him and said, you know what, scratch, throw everything. I don't mind the marks, throw everything, focus on brain. Supra brain, autism, this is what I want. It happened after my realizations of what parent goes into. So I've taken that and I'm very happy about it. And sometimes I'm also okay to take such kinds of risk. Focused. I know this is what I can do. I cannot do a lot of things. But this one thing that I would do, I will take risk. And I'm happy to take risk again and again. So he says right now, I'm here, sir. I will hold you like this. My chat says, I'm holding your hands. So you take risk. We are holding in hands.
Now, AI is going to the next level, Do you think AI will replace doctors and this will kind of, people will just go to platforms like, ChatGPT, Perplexity, and other research AI tools where they will just type what is the best product and they get the result for it?
See, AI, I'm always a believer of AI. As a marketer, I believe AI has changed life tremendously. You need some information put in ChatGPT or Gemini, Perplexity, anything, you will get results. It cannot replicate the study what the doctor has done in his life, the experiences that the doctor has lived in managing each and every cases. It cannot do that, but it will add value if the doctor that's using it in a proper way. There are surgeries done through, on, robotic surgery, and they're putting AI into it.
Right.
Things very precisive.
Right.
That someone in autism now, if someone will tell me, they're trying, even just for example, I'm trying to put something in the AI on the website where the parent come in, it will be user friendly. Parent ask, like the initial question you asked me, how will they know the child is autistic? They'll put something, the AI is going to respond to them. Of course, everything has to be screened to the doctor, but the initial level of information has to be given to the parent. There are 7-8 months delay time in the US and Canada for screening a child. If there are some software, there's some AI, there are a lot of AI-based software that has come up in autism to screen the behavior, to understand the pattern. If the child is sitting like that, child is behaving like that, what is the EEG level, what is the risk? Those data, if the doctor gets, the things will happen in fractions of seconds. AI is changing the world. AI is going to help it. I'm also trying to figure out if there's any wearable devices which a child can wear and predict the meltdowns. Because some child, they autism child especially, when they are in a group of 100 people sitting there, they scream, they get into meltdowns, they cry. If that can predict before 5 minutes that his neural waves are changing, that can change the parents. Parents can take advantage and take the child.
Yeah, and probably even child with a certain age be aware to try to control that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I love AI, to be honest.
Yeah.
Let's help us in many ways.
Usually, brain enhancers and creativity are used terminologically interchangeably. Do you think a product helps with both, or it's only about the brain performance?
Many parents use it for enhancing the memory, focus, concentration of the child. Nothing against it.
Creativity?
Yes. When I say creativity in the sense, enhancing the focus and concentration, I prefer to be called that way. Because there are a lot of other things, big shots are, I'll not name them, they are using different kind of neural scenes to enter into your brain or some kind of surgeries to change everything, which I feel unethical, which of course FDA will look into it. Because anything penetrating in your body, FDA has to look into it. But I feel it is unethical, but till the time recently I saw this Zomato's founder wearing a
Right. Because, yeah.
that is still FDA has to look into it. But again, that kind of thing will help him because his thought is if he gets into a stress level, that will control it. It's not nothing bad in it. But if you're something, I think Elon Musk has done, right? Developed, I thought, but that neuro chip which inject inside in the body and try to control, like in the movies thing, you have to control your brain and all those things, enhanced, multiplied you as a superhuman. Those are unethical.
As an entrepreneur, which are the 3 books that you find it the most preferable to any entrepreneur who's starting must read?
Number one, I believe, and I'm been reading that, and a little bit in the manifestation also. The second thing I think, what I forgot that book. There are a few things that I read, especially Bhagavad Gita is one thing I would tell it. It will give you everything.
Okay, so
Ikigai is also something which I started. I've not finished to a lot.
okay, so I'll just quickly re-ask this question. Just give it in a short form, okay? So, Partha, tell us books that you would want, starting entrepreneurs right now in 2026 must read.
I believe we should all study Bhagavad Gita. That will give you the answers for everything. That will give you the purpose of life. As an entrepreneur, you need to understand what is the purpose of life. Many believes in getting a materialistic life. That is their thought, nothing against. We are not against it, but that is not the purpose of life.
And any and the entrepreneurs that you look up to and you feel that their journey has helped you evolve.
I am a big follower and admirer of Grant Cardone. 10x. I started my entrepreneurship journey because of him. I don't know him. I'm thinking I'll meet him one day and share my side of the story because I entered into entrepreneurship by 10x. Because I used to be an aggressive sales guy. I've been much controlled now, but I love his way of doing. I also Wall Street, Jordan Belfort. I like that guy also. So I'm more into sales stuff. I like those guys. There are a lot of other people who is also good, but these are things which I will focus on.
Got it. Some last ending questions.
Yep.
Yeah. So if science could edit your mind, let's say that's the context here. If memory eraser were possible, should humans even be allowed to use it?
I don't think so. There is a reason I will tell you why not. Let's say, for example, you would have heard PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Is someone 40-45 years driving a car, came up with an accident, and the next time he doesn't want to go in the steering, not right. But again, if you erase the memory, what if the same thing happens again? Again, he will go into PTSD. It's better to evolve our memory.
I think the humans are meant to evolve.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We can also evolve from the grief which has happened with us.
Yeah.
It will take time, but you will evolve. You will understand the purpose of life. So I don't think.
I think it's your brain ability to focus on what is needed now.
Absolutely.
And then it can always prioritize, deprioritize, adjust, we give reasons.
Yes.
That's how I take it. So one last question. If creativity could be chemically enhanced, would it diminish genius or redefine it?
It is again, it's if you ask me, it it will redefine it. Yeah, for example, of course, supraben omega 3 is someone who is a chess player, who is a genius. If they're using supraben omega 3 to enhance their productivity, focus, concentration, to help them. But it should be used ethically. Yes. Someone who is chemically creating something, putting inside your brain, trying to make you a superhuman for unethical stuff, it's not good. That's what I think.
Great. I think it was an amazing conversation, Partha, with you. On complete a different conversation around, how parents should take this autism, ADHD, their behavioral, their experiences, how children should be treated, and the government, involved, the certification involved. Quite is it enhances the whole conversation and also very informative for somebody who is going through this process. I think referring to this podcast is really going to be worthwhile.
Thank you. Thank you, Sneha, for being inviting me to be a part of this journey in this podcast. And hopefully, all parents will get the understanding of supraben and vegan omega 3. And autism is nowhere a taboo. Remember that it's nowhere a taboo.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you, Sneha.
Thank you very much.